Perfection is often seen as the ultimate goal. We tell ourselves that when things are perfect, that's when we'll act. But here's the truth. Waiting for perfection can keep you from ever starting. And in the process, you miss the chance to grow, learn, and make progress. Perfection is not a prerequisite for action. Instead, it's a result of continuous improvement over time. The key is to start now and work toward perfection as you go. Let's start by talking about why waiting for perfection can hold you back. Many people get stuck in a cycle of planning, preparing, and perfecting their ideas before they take that first step. It feels safe to wait until everything is just right, but in reality, it's often an excuse for not acting at all. Perfectionism is often driven by the fear of failure, judgment, or not being good enough. We think that by waiting until everything is perfect, we can avoid these uncomfortable feelings. But in truth, this fear creates procrastination. The longer we wait, the more pressure we place on ourselves, and the harder it becomes to take that first step. Recognize fear as a driver. Understand that perfectionism is often rooted in fear. Acknowledge that fear, but don't let it control your decisions. Shift your mindset. Instead of aiming for perfection from the start, aim for progress. Taking action, even imperfectly, is better than standing still. Consider someone who wants to start a business. They spend months or even years perfecting their business plan, waiting for the right time to launch. But in the process, they miss out on valuable opportunities to test, learn, and adjust. Waiting for perfection means waiting for something that may never come. The secret to success isn't perfection, it's action. Progress happens when you take that first step, regardless of whether everything is in place. Starting now allows you to learn, adapt, and improve as you go. It's through action that you uncover the real path to improvement. When you take action, you gain valuable feedback, both from your own experiences and from others. This feedback helps you refine your approach and make improvements. The more you act, the more you learn, and the closer you get to your ideal version of perfection. Take small, actionable steps. Don't focus on the end goal right away. Break your project or goal into smaller steps and tackle one at a time. Embrace imperfection in the beginning. Your first version of anything, whether it's a project, presentation, or performance, doesn't need to be flawless. It needs to exist so you can improve it. Seek feedback. Actively look for input from others. Their perspectives will help you refine your work and get closer to perfection. Think of someone writing their first book. The first draft will never be perfect, but by putting words on the page, they create something they can improve upon. Through editing, feedback from readers, and further drafts, they move closer to the perfect version of their story. But none of that progress could happen without the messy first step. Perfection isn't a destination, it's a process. It's something you work toward gradually as you learn, adapt, and improve. This mindset is freeing because it allows you to start now, knowing that you'll have the opportunity to perfect things along the way. Once you've started, you can begin the process of refining and perfecting. This doesn't mean you have to aim for perfection in every small detail right away. Instead, think of improvement as an ongoing process. You can tweak, adjust, and improve as you gain more experience and insight. Reframe perfection. Instead of seeing perfection as a requirement for starting, see it as something to be achieved gradually. Every iteration is an opportunity to improve. Commit to growth. Accept that there will always be room for improvement. Make continuous learning and growth part of your process. Make adjustments as needed. After each action, review your results. Did things go as planned? What worked? What didn't? Make adjustments to your approach and keep moving forward. Consider a business that launches a product before it's 100% perfect. Instead of waiting years to get every feature right, they launch a minimum viable product. They gather feedback from customers, learn what needs improvement, and make adjustments. Over time, the product becomes more polished and effective, thanks to feedback and iterative improvements. Embracing imperfection doesn't mean settling for less. It means understanding that the journey toward excellence is filled with learning opportunities. It means being open to making mistakes, adjusting your course, and recognizing that growth happens in the process. When you start with imperfection, you allow yourself room to grow. The early stages of any project, goal, or dream are often messy, but this messiness is where the learning happens. Perfectionism can make you fear mistakes, but those mistakes are invaluable teachers. See mistakes as learning opportunities. Every time something goes wrong, ask yourself what you can learn from it. Use those lessons to improve your next steps. Be kind to yourself. Don't expect perfection immediately. Celebrate small wins and progress, even if it's not perfect. Focus on the journey, not the outcome. Success is about the progress you make, not just the final product. By embracing the process, you stay motivated and open to continuous improvement. Take an artist painting a masterpiece. Their first strokes on the canvas might seem uncertain, even imperfect, but as they continue, layer by layer, the painting evolves. The imperfections they began with are integral to the final result. They refine and adjust as they go, but they can only improve by putting brush to canvas in the first place. So how do you balance taking action with the pursuit of perfection? The key is to start with action and let perfection guide your improvement, not your hesitation. It's a dance between moving forward and refining your steps along the way. Set a deadline for starting. Decide when you'll start, even if you don't feel ready. This forces you to act rather than wait indefinitely for perfection. Work in iterations. Complete a first draft, first version, or first step. Then refine and perfect as you gain more clarity and feedback. Prioritize learning over perfection. Approach every action as a learning experience. The more you act, the more you learn, and the closer you get to excellence. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's journey to improvement is different. Focus on your own progress, not the standards set by others. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Acknowledge each step forward, whether big or small. Progress is what keeps you moving toward your goals. Perfection isn't the enemy. It's how you approach it that matters. Don't let the fear of not being perfect hold you back from taking action. Start now, knowing that you'll have the chance to refine and improve along the way. The journey to excellence begins with that first imperfect step. Start today, take action, and remember, perfection is a process, not a prerequisite.